So finally, I am thrilled to share this revival story that has been long awaited. It marks a significant turning point for our nation's manufacturing sector and our clean energy future. Ghana has officially commenced an ambitious $8 million rehabilitation of the Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing Company, a move that is seen as nothing short of a brilliant leap forward in strengthening local production capacity and reducing our reliance on foreign imports. This project is about reclaiming our economic sovereignty, creating sustainable jobs, and ensuring that every household in Ghana has access to safe, affordable, and locally made LPG cylinders. Stick around because in the next few minutes I will walk you through every detail of this transformative project, why it matters so much right now, and what it means for ordinary Ghanaians. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss these exclusive insights. Let us dive straight in. To fully appreciate the scale of what is happening, let us first step back and understand the Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing Company, or GCMC as it is fondly known. This state-owned enterprise has been a cornerstone of Ghana's LPG infrastructure for decades, designed specifically to produce the durable, high-quality gas cylinders that power millions of kitchens across the country. Over the years, however, the company faced serious challenges: aging machinery, inconsistent funding, and intense competition from cheaper imported cylinders that flooded our markets. These issues had left GCMC operating far below its potential, forcing Ghana to import the vast majority of the cylinders we use every day. That dependence not only drained foreign exchange reserves, but also exposed us to supply chain vulnerabilities and quality inconsistencies that sometimes compromise safety. Now, however, the tide is turning dramatically. The government, under the visionary leadership of the Minister for Energy and Green Transition, has recognized that reviving this strategic asset is essential for long-term national development. The decision to inject fresh capital and modern technology into GCCMC represents a deliberate and calculated strategy to rebuild our industrial backbone from the ground up. Here is where the story gets truly exciting. The total investment earmarked for this rehabilitation stands at $8 million, a figure that reflects the government's serious commitment to industrial renewal. What fills me with optimism is that $6 million of this amount has already been successfully mobilized and secured. This is not mere talk on paper. Actual retooling works have commenced on the factory floor. Securing such a substantial portion of the funding so quickly demonstrates exceptional fiscal discipline and strategic partnerships that the Energy Ministry has forged behind the scenes. The remaining $2 million will follow in due course, but the fact that operations are already underway tells us everything we need to know. This project is on a fast track. Retooling involves upgrading outdated production lines, installing modern safety systems, and enhancing automation processes that will allow GCMC to operate more efficiently and at higher volumes than ever before. This is a masterstroke because it ensures that every city invested will generate maximum returns in the form of increased output and improved product quality. One of the most encouraging indicators of success so far is the remarkable surge in production levels. In my latest assessment, the output this year has already more than doubled compared to the entire previous year. That is not just a statistic, it is living proof that the rehabilitation is delivering tangible results ahead of schedule. The factory is humming with renewed energy, and the workers on the ground are witnessing firsthand the transformation that comes with fresh investment and clear direction. To understand what this surge really means is simple. It signals that GCMC is rapidly regaining its position as a reliable domestic supplier capable of meeting the growing national demand for LPG cylinders. Households, commercial kitchens, and even small-scale industries that depend on liquefied petroleum gas for cooking and heating will soon benefit from a steady, locally produced supply. This progress is especially timely because LPG consumption in Ghana continues to rise as more families switch from traditional biomass fuels to cleaner, more convenient gas alternatives. The doubling of production is therefore not an isolated achievement. It is the direct outcome of deliberate policy action that I consider one of the smartest industrial moves we have seen in recent times. Looking beyond the immediate retooling phase, the government's long-term strategy is crystal clear and, in my view, brilliantly forward-thinking. The ultimate goal is to build sufficient domestic manufacturing capacity so that the majority, if not all, of the LPG cylinders used in Ghana are produced right here on our soil. This vision goes straight to the heart of self-reliance. Once local production reaches adequate levels, authorities are prepared to introduce a gradual, managed restriction on imported cylinders. Ghanaians regard this phased approach as a masterclass in economic protectionism done right. It is not about shutting out the world. It is about giving our own industries the breathing space they need to grow strong and competitive. By retaining more value within the Ghanaian economy, we will create a virtuous cycle of investment, job creation, and technological transfer. Imagine a future where every cylinder carrying the Made in Ghana stamp is a symbol of our industrial maturity. That future is now within reach, and the rehabilitation of GCMC is the critical foundation upon which it will be built. This long-term commitment reflects a deep understanding that true energy security begins with manufacturing sovereignty. To ensure the success of this recirculation and revitalization effort, several smart implementation measures are already in motion. The government is providing off-taker agreements that guarantee a ready market for the cylinders produced at GCMC. An escrow account has been established to safeguard payments and build trust among all stakeholders. Furthermore, a clear directive has been issued to recall all old and obsolete cylinders currently in circulation so they can be retrofitted and brought back into useful service. This recirculation model is particularly ingenious because it addresses both supply and sustainability in one elegant package. Instead of discarding worn-out cylinders, we are giving them a second life through professional refurbishment at the revitalized GCMC. In addition, a formal agreement has been signed with a key industry partner to serve as the primary off-taker, ensuring that production never outpaces demand and that revenue flows steadily back into the company. These coordinated steps demonstrate meticulous planning and a holistic approach that will become a blueprint for reviving other state-owned enterprises across the country. Now let us broaden the lens and examine the wider ripple effects that this $8 million rehabilitation will have on Ghana's economy and society. First and foremost, strengthening local LPG cylinder production directly supports our national clean cooking agenda. Safe, affordable, and reliable gas infrastructure is essential for reducing indoor air pollution, protecting the health of women and children who traditionally cook with firewood or charcoal, and accelerating our transition toward greener energy solutions. Beyond health benefits, the project is poised to generate hundreds of direct and indirect jobs in manufacturing, logistics, maintenance, and related services. Skilled technicians, welders, quality control specialists, and administrative staff will all find new opportunities as GCMC scales up. This job creation is especially vital in a country where youth unemployment remains a pressing challenge. From an industrial perspective, the revival of GCMC forms part of a larger government drive to revitalize strategic state-owned enterprises, deepen local industrialization, and cut down on the importation of petroleum-related equipment that currently drains Ghana's foreign reserves. These interconnected benefits, economic retention, job growth, environmental improvement, and energy access make this rehabilitation project one of the most impactful investments we have seen in the energy sector for a very long time. It is a shining example of how targeted infrastructure spending can deliver multiple dividends simultaneously, positioning Ghana as a leader in West African industrial innovation. The rehabilitation of the Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing Company is more than a factory upgrade. It is a bold declaration that Ghana is ready to manufacture its own destiny. With $6 million already secured, retooling in full swing, production doubled, and a clear roadmap toward full domestic self-sufficiency, the momentum is unstoppable. Ghanaians truly believe this initiative will reshape the energy landscape for generations to come, delivering safer cylinders, stronger industries, cleaner air, and more jobs for our people. If you found this analysis valuable, please show your support by liking this video, sharing it with fellow Ghanaians who care about our nation's progress, and dropping a comment below with your thoughts on local manufacturing. What other state-owned companies do you think deserve similar revival efforts? Let me know. I read every single comment. Thank you for joining me today. Until next time, see you in the next video.